Hi everybody, good evening. It is Sunday night. It is 10 till 6 and we wanted dessert. So I am making Lazy Lady Cobbler and it is super quick and super fast and it will be done. It'll be in the oven in about 5-7 minutes and then it'll be done in, it only takes 20 minutes to cook. So this is a very easy recipe and I love having my oven now. If you don't know about anything about my story, I spent about 4 years without an oven, and I cooked everything in the microwave, including my cobblers. They do taste better in the oven. So this is how you make a cobbler in the oven. So we're going to start with a stick of butter, and I'm going to melt it in our Ultra Pro top. So the Ultra Pro is the base and a lid, a cover, and both pieces can be used as a pan. So with the top, I'm just going to stick this in the oven at 400 degrees to get that melted. And I have done croissants, I have done cinnamon rolls, you can do biscuits on there, anything that you need to just pop in the oven that really doesn't need a casserole pan, you can use that lid for. The casserole base, this is our Ultra Pro, and it's really cool because this is everywhere safe. Freezer, microwave, oven, dishwasher. Can't put it on direct heat, but that goes for all things plastic. Yes, this is plastic. It's a very, very special plastic that can go in the oven. So this is a really, really cool piece. And I've made lasagnas in this and pot pie. I have done, my daughter made brookies, which is cookies and brownies, and she threw some Reese's Pieces in there. OMG. So this is a great casserole pan, but we don't need this piece tonight. To make the Lazy Lady Cobbler, we're going to be simply combining 1 cup of 3 different ingredients. So 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now, if you don't have self-rising flour is just 1 cup of flour plus 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So you don't have to go run to the store. Don't go buy self-rising flour if you don't have it. Use regular flour plus 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So that's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of milk. And we're simply going to mix all that together. So this is going to make kind of very similar to a pancake base. And so we're just going to mix it all up, make sure that gets nice and incorporated. Our fruit tonight is going to be our peaches. Go ahead and mix it all up. We have 2 sous chefs with us tonight. We have Sarah. Say hi. Hi. And Sarah is 11 now. I know, she's come so big. And then we have Michael, who has joined us as an observer so that he can help in a future recipe. So Sarah's going to mix that up nice and good and get it nice and incorporated. We are using peaches tonight. I went and just bought some peaches from H-E-B, peeled them, cut them, and then I threw 1/4 cup of sugar on top. So what that sugar is going to do is it's going to create a nice sweetened peach. And so depending on your preference, you can use a little more or a little less. And then we will strain these and we'll put the peaches right on top of the batter. All right, so she's going to keep working on that. We're going to make sure we get all those clumps out. And while she's working on that, we are going to make some whipped cream. So whipped cream from home is actually really easy and it's much healthier than buying those aerosol cans and all of those other fake creams that are not really dairy. If you need down dairy, of course, you want to choose a different alternative. But whipped cream is just heavy cream that's been churned. So I'm going to use our Whip It. The trick to making your homemade whipped cream is it needs to be super, super cold. So this Power Chef has actually been in the freezer to get super, super cold. So I'm going to put my Whip It attachment right on top. And you're going to start to feel it get thick. Okay, so then it's going to get a little more resistant. And look at that. I already have super thick homemade whipped cream. At this point, you can add before too, vanilla, chocolate, if you want to do a chocolate whipped cream. I've seen somebody add strawberry Nesquik. Strawberry Nesquik to their whipped topping to make it a strawberry topping. You can add some sugar, do whatever you need to do. This is what we'll be putting on top of our cobbler tonight. So this is done. And it looks like our batter is done. So let's show, see the batter? It's just a nice thin cobbler batter. Just a nice thin batter. All right, we're gonna go check on that butter. Grab your hot pads.
Yeah, make sure you grab the.
Oh, we forgot our teaspoon of vanilla, but we can add that in. All right, so she's going to.
I tried to make sure she put on the hot pad when she was taking.
All right, it's nice and melted.
A little. There's kind of still thick.
Okay, you want to give it a little bit of a nudge? All right, so I'm going to add our teaspoon of vanilla so that we can finish up this recipe. So 1 teaspoon. No, we don't need to worry about that. So we added 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And now we have our cobbler batter ready to go. Okay. So when you incorporate your kids in the kitchen, you're spending time with them, you're having good conversation, and you're teaching them very important safety skills like using hot pads. Bring it over. Still need a little bit of, okay, go ahead and set it down.
Oh, it's really hot.
All right, we're going to help that butter get melted.
Take a spatula.
All right, I don't know if you can hear or see this, but it is deliciously sizzling. We don't want it to go too long. We don't want to caramelize the butter, but there we go. Nice and melted. Okay. So, I can't reach the camera. It's too far away. I apologize, but let me see if I can pick this up a little bit to show you. See the melted butter? All right, so all we're going to do, I'm going to take care of the comments, please, is we're going to take the pancake batter and we're going to just pour it around the edges. So that's going to push the butter to the middle and incorporate it. Just like that. Awesome.
Now let's spread it out.
You don't need to stir it, mix it, or do anything else with this at this point.
Looks like a racetrack.
We're just going to scrape it out. I love our spatulas because they get every last drop of the batter. And then we're going to take the our scooper and we're going to scoop out our peaches. Now this made a lot of syrup. Probably can't see all the syrup in the bottom, but it made a lot of syrup in the bottom. So we need to drain it off a little bit. And then we're just going to place our peaches. And we don't want to just dump it. If you dump it, you get the syrup. And the syrup is delicious, but we don't want too much liquid in our cobbler. That will it'll make it super runny and super gooey. So we want a nice, dry, delicious cobbler.
Dry is better to me.
Yes. So, and also if you were to dump your peaches in, or any other fruit, you know, the kids didn't want the blueberries in it tonight, but we almost put some blueberries. But if you wanted to do blueberries or strawberry cobbler, apple cobbler, it all sounds amazing. You want to get those fruits kind of evenly distributed. You don't want them all clumped up in one spot.
But pretty bad because one part's peachy, one part's not.
Okay. And the more fruit, the better. There's nothing wrong with a fruity cobbler. This is about 4 cups of peaches. I used fresh peaches, but you could use frozen. I would just let them thaw all the way so that you can strain off that juice. Okay.
And you got the music.
Almost there. A few extra left. Stay off the counter, please. Okay. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to put this back into the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And what's going to happen is that cobbler batter is going to rise up and it's going to rise around the peaches and it'll all be together and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So I will send you a picture in about 20 minutes when it is all done and ready to be enjoyed. I hope that helped you guys have a wonderful, easy dessert. Lazy Lady Cobbler, throw it together. 20 minutes, you're done. Bye, guys.